Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to OverAnalyzed, our awesome Overwatch community coaching series. And remember, guys, if you want to send a video clip in for consideration to appear on this show, then go to unitloss.com/overanalyzed and submit away. There is also a link in the video description below. Okay, this is a very special OverAnalyzed. I know I say this at the start of a lot of OverAnalyzed, but this, guys, is very, very special. Simply because what we've got here is a girlfriend and boyfriend combo. So we've got the girlfriend is on the Mercy and the boyfriend is on the Moira. And they play together all of the time. But the issue here is the boyfriend actually it seems to be dropping in SR quite a lot. And what I believe this is I think it's a gold game. Because the email says this, and this is what's quite interesting to me. So it says me, the Moira, and my girlfriend, the Mercy. We're playing together in this game. And we've worked our way up from bronze into gold on both tank and support. My main support has completely crashed over the course of the last 4 seasons. I'm a support main and my girlfriend's a tank main, but we can no longer play together on our main roles because the SR difference is too high. So what they're trying to do is play together, and it's completely admirable. It's like, that's fine. Now, I think this gives us a very unique opportunity because if this is girlfriend and boyfriend, they may actually be in the same room together. And if they are, that's actually really good. If they're not, then you'd expect them to be able to talk to each other, you know. If they're going out with each other, ladies and gentlemen, they should be able to talk to each other. Else there's going to be a problem with that relationship. Anyway, what I'm saying is there's synergy here already. So this is a massive part of Overwatch, just having some sort of synergy. And you've got that straight away. So what I'm going to be looking for here is supports playing with each other. Because the support backline, the support core in a team can win games if you play to keep each other alive and you make the right decisions. And that's what we're going to focus on. Now, remember, this is 2021, a year which has started off, well, maybe not the best, but we are doing OverAnalyzed a little bit differently. It is more in-depth, so we're going to really break down a lot as to what's going on. We are going to focus on the Moira because that's the subject of the email. However, there may be a little bit going into the Mercy because, remember, these pair are a duo, so this could be massively good to do. Right, let's do this. So let's get on board with the Moira. So I think the first thing we can talk about is maybe the support picks that we've got for the tank line. Now, this is okay, and well, actually, before we do that, let's just wait and see what happens a second, because essentially, look, what I want to talk about is your roles, right? So think about what your roles are. So the Mercy, damage boosting the Ashe, completely fine, absolutely fine. You could also maybe damage boost the Torb. I don't know why I'm looking at Torb's arse. That's not great. But we could... Ashe is the primary target if a damage boost, so good job there, Mercy. The Moira, your job is literally to just stand here, and if anything happens, so if they dive on top of us or whatever, we're going to throw out our heal orb first, and then we're going to start healing. That's all we're going to do. Our job is to put out the bulk of the AoE healing. The Mercy is the one that's on call to do the long-range distance healing. So I'm really worried already because this... well, let's play, but this... is a little bit questionable off the, yeah, off the D.Va. Okay, so this is really... okay, all right, okay. Oh, my God, she's so dead. But what we've got to realize here is this is fine. I mean, okay, it's not fine. Right, let me just explain. This is not fine. This is incredibly bad play off this tank player. But this is also incredibly bad play off you. What are we even doing down here? We're trying to save a dead player. There is no way we ever save this player. They are dead. They're absolutely gone. What we don't want to do is die ourselves because we're giving the enemy 2 kills instead of 1. It's already going to be hard enough. And did we need to do that? Are any of these guys low HP? We didn't need to do that. This is a complete waste of an ability. We don't want to waste our orb. Our orb, this is the ability that does the bulk of our healing. I know why you've done this, right? Because you're like, oh no, I'm wildly out of position. I need to get some healing up there. But let's follow this and see what kind of healing it actually does. Oh dear, it's bounced completely out of the fight. Oh dearie me. I wonder why that is. Well, that's because none of them were injured and the barrier was still intact. Okay, so we're spraying heals everywhere. We basically... okay, our tank has dropped to the low ground. Again, this is not great. But this is a decision that needs to be made. Okay, all right, okay. Good Lord. This is why Overwatch is simultaneously a brilliant game and also an absolutely frustrating game. This player... what are you doing? Why are you giving away such an incredibly good position? So this is going to break out again. I just want to watch this Orisa. This is just mind-bogglingly stupid. I don't know why you would do this. Right, so Orisa, you know, everything else is kind of okay. The barrier's in a decent position. Letting Torb do some work. Orisa then thinks, no, I need to go. Like, this decision off Orisa is just criminal. Like, Orissa's dead and gone. The problem is now, it's like, what do we do as supports, right? And what's the Torb going to do? Well, are we going to commit and try and keep this player alive? Or are we going to back off? Now, here's the big brain decision. We do not engage this. We cannot engage this with our tank. Our tank is so far away from us here, we're going to die. This is actually kind of nice as well by the Symmetra throwing these turrets up here. Because if you try to go to the edge here, you're going to get lasered, which actually is kind of nice. But this Orisa is dead. So at this moment in time, if I'm on board with you, I'm like, oh no, what's our Orisa doing? There's nothing I can really do here to save this Orisa. What I'm looking to do now is back off. So what we might talk about with DPS is looking for times to engage, and even with tanks. It's not so much looking for an engagement window with support. It's looking for, I guess you could call it the support window. It's looking for the opportunity to enable your team through keeping them alive, or in Mercy's case, through damage boosting them. Or even like in Anna's case, through landing a fat grenade. But we're not playing those. Well, we're not playing Anna, so let's not worry about that for the moment. The point I'm making is we disengage here. This is absolutely a red flag in my head. It's like, oh god, our Orissa's killed herself, so we just need to disengage. We need to stay alive. Okay, we get booped off by Lucio. Nice play. Nice disengage. And Mercy gets killed, which is, you know, this is a charged Symmetra. There's not really, like, we're not going to be able to do too much against this. It's just going to absolutely laser down everyone. It's going to kill our Ashe. Oh, Ashe does kill her, but a lot of kills coming through there. It's not great. We get killed, and that's fine. Now, what you have got to be aware of through that entire phase of play is it was not your fault. It was this D.Va's really bad play, and then it was bad play off the Orisa, and we had no choice but to either die or disengage. Now, if I pause this here, we've just watched... So, this is the other point. We've just watched the... Well, we'll go back, and we've just watched the D.Va die. Okay, D.Va comes in late. Now, imagine if we'd immediately disengaged as Orisa gave up her good position and jumped onto the payload. It means that we may have been in this area, let's say around here. We would have been in a position to maybe keep alive the D.Va, maybe keep alive the Torb, right? But the bigger thing is, watch where our main tank is, right? We need the main tank to challenge this, because we can't go down there without the Orisa. This has been like a really poor attempt from the D.Va to keep this alive. She gets D-Max, she gets killed. Always leave the baby D.Va. But look who's coming around the corner, right? Yeah, it's our main tank. Like, imagine if we were still in this fight, we might have been able to get this. I mean, this is gonna... There's no way we get to this. It will cap. The res is kind of pointless. Also, resing a baby D.Va. Oh, Lord. So, D.Va had a mech available, which is fine, but a lot of the time, resing a baby D.Va is kind of like the worst value target. This is going to be... Yeah, this is going to be something. I mean... Oh, yeah, this is going to be something. See, I'm always worried about this with the Genji in gold and below, where it gets so much value because nobody really shoots the Genji. Like, all you do with Genji when he's blading is just shoot the hell out of him. Just everybody shoot the guy. Don't overthink it, just shoot the guy. All right, let's take a look now at some of our... I kind of want to see the way you're playing together as supports. Now, the one thing I've got to point out here is... I think... Yeah, like... Slow reactions, that's fine. I mean, the thing I wanted to point out is it's very... What we're seeing here is a lot of trickling in. I mean, the Torb should have got the hell out of there quicker if he could have. But it's... I like the way that we have decided not to go in. So this is showing me you do have... I mean, like you said, you're like a... Like, what? A plat player, maybe? Actually, you don't say what your rank is on main tank. No, actually, no. On support. No, you are a... Hang on. You're a support main and a tank main? Maybe I'm a little bit confused, but... Let's just play this, and then I'll go back to making my original point. So Genji comes in, whatever. Bob used to... Interesting Bob. I mean, Bob... Like, one thing for Bob, I mean, he should be thrown at the payload. I mean, Ashe is going to put him to sleep. Anna, sorry, is going to put him to sleep, but throw Bob at the payload. Don't just throw Bob. I mean, that's great play off the hog as well. He's literally just hooked him into the room like, whatever, Bob. You gotta love it. Okay, so where have we gone here? Okay. I'm slightly more interested in the overview here because I want to see what the positioning is. Because I don't think watching Moira first person is actually too valuable, to be honest. Especially when we're looking at the support core. Because we want to see what both of you guys are doing. So the Mercy on the D.Va is fine. She's pumping in the higher output single target heals when... Like so if you compare Moira and Mercy, Moira does more healing when she throws her orb and then does primary fire heal. Mercy does Okay, let me explain. Okay, I want to be very clear here because I know people are going in the comments. What are you talking about, Stein? But like, Moira does more healing, blah, blah, blah. When the orb is out and Moira is using primary fire, she does more healing than Mercy just healing. Without the orb, Mercy does more healing with primary fire. So I don't mind that Mercy is here shoving heals into the back of this D.Va because D.Va is taking a lot of damage and Mercy, well, is good at keeping her up. So that's completely fine. You on the side here, let's just see how this plays out. The good thing is we're not seeing you like prioritizing damage, which I do like to not see. Right. Okay. Yeah. So now obviously I've got the benefit of looking at the... I can see what ultimates are available. The issue I've got here is your use of Fade. So watch us down in the bottom of the screen. You see we're spamming heals out, trying to keep the D.Va alive. Throw a heal orb up there. I mean, that's... Yeah. Okay, I think we're fading away because we're maybe a little bit frightened of like the positioning of Roadhog and such. Okay, that's not... That's fine. But I was going to say, like, you know, obviously you'd save the Fade to get out of this ultimate that you'd expect to see. You're using your ultimate, keeping everyone alive. Like, so, to be honest... Oh, that Nanoed Hog could be devastating for us. You are prioritizing heal. Nice res off Mercy. Nice play. So, to be honest, this seems like fairly decent play to me. Mercy player seems solid. We're eating damage orbs. Alright, okay. The one thing with support players, and you'll see this, like, this is very prevalent with Zen and any other support. So if Zen is with a Batiste or Zen is with an Ana or a Moira or a Mercy, you really need to look after that Zen. Like, you can't let him just go and do whatever he likes on his own. You will make him so much more powerful babysitting him, right? It's almost like you peel for your other support. Like, Lucio's really good for this as well. So it's always something to be aware of. Okay, throwing a damage orb in there, that's fine. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. We've almost got another ult available. Like, I don't mind this going around the side doing a bit of cheeky damage, but what I do mind is when we see tanks that are literally 1 HP, we need to keep everyone alive. Which is always our priority, which is your priority in this game, which is fine. Okay, we're going in with the ult. It's a little bit of a questionable ult. What I will say, though, about Moira's ultimate, and this is something for a lot of Moira mains, it's almost used like a beacon, right? So when you fire this off, it generally makes... I mean, let's just watch the team. They probably will push forward now. So it works in both ways. Like, your team will... Oh, okay. Your team will push forward, and their team will disengage, right? So it's not too bad. Again, like, looking at other ultimates that are going to be used, okay, we know Blade's being used now. Moira is actually kind of a good counter to this, because if Genji comes in with his Blade and you immediately ult him and start lasering him down, provided you've got the range on him and he's not ulting immediately on top of you, you can actually kill him pretty quick with it. And it's really easy to hit him because it's such a massive, effectively hit scan beam, which is just fired out across the map. This is going to be bad news for us anyway, because this is a beated Genji Blade. This is kind of nice off the enemy team. I do like this. Nice bit of synergy. So this is going to cut through out. These two guys are basically dead unless Mercy gets out of there. And then it's going to be difficult for us to kind of do anything else, I think. So we should see Mercy dead in the kill feed. Yeah. And then Ashe dead in the kill feed. And then Moira dead in the kill feed. Now, the one thing I've got to ask you is why are we continuing to play these supports when we know what the enemy team have got now? We know we need something to counter their ultimates. Let's take a look at what their team is, right? This is bread and butter Overwatch. So it goes beyond simply looking at, like, hey, we should be playing together as supports. We should be looking after each other. Who's healing the right targets? What abilities are we using? It's about playing the enemy team. And this is something with Overwatch I'm seeing all of the time. And I've been seeing it consistently in my ranked games as well. And it's really frustrating. It's the notion of players not playing against the team they're playing against. They are literally playing either whatever they think is the meta, or they're just doing what they like. So let's break this down. What have the enemy team got here, right? This is a little quiz. It's dead simple when you look at this. Right. They've got Sigma. Can we stop Sigma's ultimate? Okay, we've got a Batiste now, so this is good. So our Mercy swapped to a Batiste. So I like this. So this is actually highlighting the whole thing I'm about to go into a rant on. So Sigma has got an ultimate, which we could not stop with the Mercy. Genji has got an ultimate, which we could not stop with either the Mercy or the Moira. And of course, the Moira can't stop the Sigma ultimate. She could ult into that and then try and heal people. But if they've took enough damage and by the time they hit the ground, you know how it works. You're just going to die. Or then you take up supplementary damage and die anyway from additional fire from the rest of the team. So it's good that we've swapped, right? But the point I'm trying to make is I was expecting this to just carry on. And the Mercy and the Moira, and then we moan again in 2 minutes' time or a minute. Well, not, it'd probably be like 60 seconds' time, 90 seconds maybe, when another blade comes through. And this time it might even be a nano blade. How are we going to stop that? We don't have anything to deal with it. Now we do, because we can use Baptiste with his incredibly broken lamp or immortality field. It is disgusting because it's an ability which negates fatal damage. So it's super good. So this is a good change. The change that maybe should have happened a little bit earlier, but it's good that you've identified it. So we do have something to work with here. Rest of our team as well, it's still kind of okay. The only issue we've got here is D.Va is, well, D.Va's the worst tank in the game at the moment, but I don't want to focus too much on that because she can still do stuff here. She can still annoy the Sigma maybe. But looking at the enemy team, she's just going to get wrecked by the Hog. She's going to get wrecked by Symmetra, so it is an even poor pick. So, but things like that happen. It's out of our control. All right, then, let's get back into this. Okay. This is a nice position. We just chill. See, great play off the Mercy player. Fantastic. Who's now playing the Baptiste. Fantastic. But you see what I mean? That is support play in Overwatch. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful when you see it. Our D.Va's getting destroyed simply because it's not playing very well. Like, we've got a major weak link on our team here, but we can't do anything about that. We just have to play with it and hope the enemy team have got that as well. I like the position you keep in here because we don't want to be out in the open. Okay, and Blade's coming through. But the thing is here, we've had to deal with two of their ultimates. That they use their ultimates really well. Engage with the Sigma. Our Baptiste uses the lamp, which is fine. Yeah, that's totally fine. Genji gets a quick blade in the fight, comes through again. Yeah, and it's pretty much all she wrote. It's good night, Vienna. And then, yeah, you can't really do too much about that. Oh, we might actually be able to hold this, actually. Those 2 kills are massive. This is going to be an interesting fight, this is, because there's a lot of ults being invested. Yeah, I definitely would use my ult here. Good choice. Nice. Okay, I guess we're talking to each other or we're working something out. But we should just be yeeting a damage orb straight down there. Like, I always talk about this, don't I? Find a little windows of opportunities, looking for value all over the place. Like, literally just, I would have yeeted a damage orb. Not now. So the reason why I wouldn't have yeeted a damage orb now is because we're probably going to need the heal orb within the next 10 seconds, right? So throwing the damage orb is not great. However, throwing it earlier was fine because it would have been about 10 seconds before they got on top of us. Yep. And you seem to be using damage when you need to use damage as well. Like, obviously Moira is great for dealing with fast-moving targets like Lucio, like Genji when they're out of position, but never ever prioritize killing those over healing your team. Always heal your team. The Winston's a little bit of an interesting pick on our team, but that's fine. It always sounded like Baptiste was somebody in the room then with me. Sorry. Yeah, we're sort of running out of heal juice a little bit. I mean, I think if anything, and this is kind of a little bit nitpicky, we seem to be healing when there's nobody's really taking damage, but I don't mind the fact that you're spamming heal, so. We've almost got our ult available. We really don't want to die. Yeah. Uh-oh. Pop. So, yeah. Like, the thing that was giving me a little bit of a heart attack there was you were pushing forward as your ultimate was almost coming online. You don't really want to do that, especially when this could potentially be one of the last fights, if not the last fight, if it's really drawn out. You were like, you walked in front of the barrier. We got really aggressive. We're literally on 10 HP. Luckily, they didn't kill us, and we did get to use our ult, but it's going to be super hard now for our team to contest this. They've got everything they need to deal with this. Symmetra's ult is actually really devastating. It's not there, though. That's kind of weird. Actually, it'll still get good value. Yeah, and then that's kind of... It's always difficult to get onto the payload here at this point. Yeah, we see a swap to Lucio. That's fine. So, for you guys working together, I think the only major issue I've seen... So, let's be really realistic in this game. We have got a tank player that's not playing very well. That was playing D.Va, which was feeding a lot of the game because the enemy team just had players and heroes that were countering it hard. We were a little bit slow going for the swap to Batiste to try and counter their devastating ult combos. They're literally hitting us with time and time again. Now, the other news is here, like, we'll be on the attack now. And generally in lower ranked games, so when we're looking at these gold games and below, the attacking team, once they get momentum, it is incredibly difficult for the defensive team to stop them. They generally feed, they don't properly engage. There's a lot of issues with that. So I'm expecting some good stuff here. Now, historically, people have been a little bit not too hot on Ryan Winston. But I tell you something, this is actually a pretty good rushdown comp if you've got Lucio to speed into the fight. We don't have Lucio. Well, I mean, again, the point I need to make here is, like, having Lucio... So, I don't really want to go into... Okay, let's just forget what I was about to say, because I don't really want to go into a discussion on heroes that we're not playing in the game. But the point I was trying to make is you can use Reinhardt and Winston in rushdown comps, and that it's particularly good with Lucio, I think, when you can, like, ram into the enemy team. You can get your Reinhardt in there super quick with the Winston. It's almost like a dive Winston, but it only works... A dive Reinhardt, but it only works on certain maps. King's Row, first point, it's actually really good. But again, you could just argue, why take Reinhardt? Just take Ball or something instead. Anyway, just forget about what I just said there. That's going a bit off tangent. All right, then, let's play this. Let's get back on board with our Moira, and let's see what happens here. Because we've got Winston, we've got Reinhardt, and we have got Pharah. So we've got a pharmacy combo here. So obviously our Mercy is going to prioritize that. This can be devastatingly powerful at this rank. And especially on the consoles as well. It's just disgusting. So what's your priority here? It's not to heal the Mercy. I don't know why we're looking for the Mercy, right? Our priority is to keep the front line alive. We heal Ashe, sorry. We heal our Reinhardt. That's what we're looking to do, right? And with the Winston, if we can heal him. Good kill off our Ashe. That should be res, though. Okay, let's just go through this again, right? How much of the healing are we burning here and not actually healing anything? Moira is about management of your healing juice, right? Look at this. So throw out the healing orb. Fine. What damage is he taking? So his shield is down there. So, okay, I need to pause this at a specific point just to highlight something. So, as good as it is, just spamming Moira's abilities, and I do like the fact that you're prioritizing heal, there is something I do want to show here. So, I don't want to miss this because it's actually kind of close. Okay, here it is. So, yes, he's taking damage, and we've committed to throwing the orb out, which is fine, right? However, we should not be healing as well. Why? That's the riddle. Watch this, right? He's still got his shield up, yeah? This is the point I wanted to make. We don't need to be healing him here with primary heal. We could be doing damage here. So our orb is the one that's healed him up enough, right? Okay, it might not be at full HP, but I think this is actually going to pretty much fully heal him. I know that you're healing him as well, so we've got the double whammy, but I'm pretty sure this orb would have healed him enough. So the play here is not to throw the healing orb out and then keep healing him, burning through your healing juice. The play is, the healing orb goes out, that's fine. I mean, I wouldn't have... Okay, technically, I would not have used the healing orb here. I would have just used primary heal on him. And I would have... that would have been enough to keep him going. If they did get aggressive, I would have threw the healing orb out. But you've committed the healing orb. It's fine. It's like a pointless point to make almost. But we could have been doing damage because then we're keeping our healing juice high. We do kind of swap to it towards the end, but we didn't need to primary heal as much, right? And yeah, okay, sure, we're just hitting a barrier. We should be shooting the Mercy there. But, like, there's always these little windows going on in Overwatch. And, like, once you get... It's just an experience thing. Once you get used to it, it's fine. So that heal orb there, our Reinhardt's dead. It's always a sad sight to see. Okay, we managed to keep him alive. Good healing off the pair of the supports there. I like it. We didn't need that. Okay, so this is... let's just get really harsh now on this. And let's just go in every time you use your abilities when you don't need to use them. And then just discuss why it's bad. So we didn't need to use that there simply because nobody needed healing. Imagine if we had it now. This is the thing I always like to say. Imagine if we had the heal orb now. Right? We wouldn't be playing like this. We'd be like, oh, I've got it out. Yeah, you throw it out now. Now we can heal because we're taking tons of damage. Look at the healing output. A Mercy Beam, a Moira Orb, a Moira Primary Heal. There's no way that tank's going to die from that damage, right? It's so much. And all we're looking... So this is completely mental again by this tank player charging in. It's giving me palpitations. He shouldn't be doing this because he should be just literally frontlining. We've almost got our ultimate online, and what's going to happen here is going to make me super sad because we're going to lose our main tank, and then you're going to use your ultimate, and we're not going to get any result. I know that's what's going to happen here. He's lucky he didn't die, that tank. He is lucky. He is lucky. It's a little bit haphazard, our targeting with the ultimate there, but at least it was in play. So we got lucky there. We got really lucky that tank didn't die. And now I'm super worried because that Reinhardt, I think he's just going to be mentally aggressive. But here's the thing, right? If that's how the Reinhardt's playing, you just need to roll with it and go like, okay, this guy's off his face. What can I do to keep him alive? Probably play Baptiste or play Anna, right? That's the reality of the situation because you're going to be able to keep him alive as he goes on these mad dives. Whereas Moira's not going to be as effective at doing that. Moira's better if the enemy team are coming to you or a fight's breaking out and it's a big brawl. Okay, so they've now got Ball. Totally don't mind you do damage to Ball. In fact, I would always do damage to Ball because he will never kill you. Ball will never, ever, ever, ever kill you on Moira if you're doing damage to him. He needs to... Oh, God. So this is actually turning out the way I expected it to go. Again, at this rank, for some reason, teams get tons of momentum on attack, and then the defensive team are just all over the place. Like, they've now got a Ball in the back line, spinning around, whatever. And like I said, if you're Moira... You're loving it if Ball comes after you. You just basically kill him. Like, there's no way Ball can kill you. He needs to disengage. But there's also no way you should kill him. Like, he should always run away. But he's a good battery for ult charge and whatever. But yeah, Sigma's just wildly out of position. He's going to get annihilated. Rest of our team need to set up and get ready. It was a great ultimate from Pharah. Ball is just messing around in the back line. So our Mercy should be with... Yeah. So Mercy's playing really well. I mean, you are playing well. But Overwatch and progressing in rank is just more than being good at the hero you want to play. It's about, like I keep saying, it's about like dealing with what the enemy team have got and playing the team that's in front of you because that's the only team that's there at that moment in time. It doesn't matter if you're like, well, this hero's meta, I want to play it. So really weirdly, they're not able to get out and contest here. I think it was a nice ultimate from Winston. Don't mind that damage orb, completely fine. I would be doing that. If anything, you're not really... There's a lot of time where, you know, fights are finished. Like, so we're just chilling here. Like, we shouldn't be chilling here. We should just go up here and we should just be throwing down another damage orb. So what if this guy eats it, right? Who cares? Like, you're just in and about. You're just doing more stuff. And this is something that we do generally see with lower ranked players, is they don't do a lot of stuff when the fights break down. It's almost like they go from fight to fight, but the fight to fight, moment to moment stuff, they're not really as active. They're not getting as much done. All right, so now they've got a Bastion. This is the standard. They press the emergency button. We've got a Bastion. What are we going to do about this? Now, the good news is, Moira, what is that Winston doing? Moira is not too bad at dealing with a Bastion when you've got your ultimate online, because you cannot obviously just laser through him. But obviously, this needs to be done as your team engage on him. Pharah at the final stage can always be difficult. And this, again, can come back to the... In fact, let me just take a quick drink, guys. I'm on some different medication and it's like ruining my throat, and I'm like, just take a quick drink. Yeah, so Pharah worked up until this point, and now it's going to be really hard to make it work because it's such an enclosed environment. The enemy team have just got a Bastion pumping damage. We've now got the Orisa back. Okay, so you did kind of do what I wanted to see in a weird kind of way. So this is really messy, but it worked. And this is the point I was trying to make. That Moira is pretty good against dealing with the Bastion. Providing... Oh, God. No. Oh, Lord. Yeah. So, okay. All right. Let's pause this. So, the point I was making on the Bastion is, yes, you can use your ultimate and damage the Bastion. It was in a weird position. But the only reason we were able to do that is because our Reinhardt is so aggressive. And he's got a massive axe. What the hell? And he did push forward, which is good news. The bigger issue I've got is the Pharah is... It's always difficult to make Pharah work in this area. She can work, but it's such an enclosed environment. I mean, I think she's going to go for an ult here, which is either going to be incredibly good or horrifically bad. I mean, Sigma should be able to deal with... Let's see what happens here, actually. Sigma should be able to deal with this. Yeah. So it did nothing, and Hanzo just deletes her. Yeah, and obviously the other mistake you made is you just went straight into Minefield. You knew it was there. I don't know why you went into it. And let's just, I guess, check the Mercy as this fight winds up, because we need to disengage here because we're dead. So Mercy should not be going for any reses here. Yeah, no, this is just complete. This is actually throwing. So there's an argument, right, for... So I don't agree with this, right, because I think All right, let me just get this out there. So the argument, I think, is Mercy, you should have a button that says accept resurrect when she does it to you, because this is actually, she's killing this player again if this res goes off. And it is just giving the enemy team ultimate charge. However, I don't think that should be in the game, because this is a decision Mercy needs to make. If Mercy wants to res you, Mercy reses you, right? And it's one of those like skill barriers where you see better Mercy players won't go for these reses. This is a suicidal res, because not only will the Mercy die, so will the target she's resing. And it's also Baby D.Va, literally the worst target to res. And if this D.Va goes back into the fight, yeah, it's just going to instantly get demeched. All right, then. I'll hold my hands up a little bit. It wasn't as suicidal as I thought it would be. Now, again, this probably comes from me expecting Mercy to be instantly killed because she was so wildly out of position there when she went for the res. You'd expect the enemy team to push forward. I guess my get out here from this to make myself not look as bad is to say, well, it comes down to bad habits, doesn't it, and habit development. Resing that is just, I don't agree with that. You're going to get punished at higher ranks doing that, and then you'd be dead. And then your res target wouldn't be resed. And then we're 2 players down and we can't engage. And honestly, even though that it worked, this D.Va did go back in and could have easily have been taken out again. All right, let's go back on board with the Moira. I mean, of course, the D.Va works well against the Bastion. It lets us get in close, lets us do damage, and it is working well. So in this moment in time in the game, it's a good pick. Uh-oh. So I think we were torn between 2 worlds there of like, I want to save the... Yeah, I want to save the D.Va, but I also want to kill the ball. Whatever. This is the right decision to disengage if we can get out. Yeah, unlucky. Ball chased us down, which we would expect ball to do. But that's fine, because like, either way, if we went to the payload, we die. If we manage to get out, we're with our team again for the next attack. Of course, there's another support which would be really good against what the enemy team have got here, and that is the Baptiste. So the Mercy could play the Baptiste. Mercy's still a decent pick, though. I don't want you guys to be thinking like, yeah, Mercy is a trash pick here. It's not. It's still a good pick. Also, it's good that we don't have the... in fact, our support, our DPS line... The Reaper pick's an interesting one here. I mean, Echo can work. But it's just a straight up, we've got an issue. Look, listen. It's like we've straight up got an issue with the Bastion. And I get that. This happens all the time. But we are going into another one of these... oh, you've got your ultimate available. We need her... Basically, all you need to do... She needs to get back in a mech. She needs to shove a defense matrix here as we come around the corner with Reinhardt. Then you just need to slam your ultimate straight into the Bastion. That is literally it. And we just hope, right? Go for the best, right? They don't really have any way of stopping that amount of damage going into the Bastion unless they're going to pump tons of healing into him. But you'd imagine your Reinhardt and everybody else just rushes in. The difficulty is getting your team to do that at this rank. Now, if you're 2 players working together in a game, and this, again, is something I don't think I've touched on in the video so far, but if you're 2 players working together in the game, you've already got a massive advantage over the enemy team. Duoing in Overwatch with people you know is massively good. Like, remember when you could play in triple stacks at like high ranks in the game? It was crazy. I used to remember watching all of the streamers. It was amazing. I used to do it myself, right? We're getting triple stacks. You're sitting in GM. It's so, like, it was really good to play, but it wasn't really fair to the enemy team because if they didn't have a triple stack, they'd just get destroyed over and over again. But you've got this advantage here, and of course, duo queuing's fine. So maybe use that, right? You could use that to talk to the team. Like, you already know that your Mercy is working with you. So you could be like, guys, just wait to engage. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to use D.Va, Defense Matrix. We're going to rush in. I'm going to use my ulti, right? And we'll kill the Bastion. That can work. Let's see what happens. Oh, oh my God. All right, then. That's... Okay. Oh, what are you going to do, Moira? Go on, Moira, do it. Uh-oh. Bastion's back. Oh, God. None of it mattered. It was really... Oh, no. That was so nice off the Reinhardt. so nice off the Reinhardt. See, I didn't think he'd be able to get them all with the Earth Shatter. I was expecting the Sigma to block it, but I guess he didn't. Wow. But I don't want you guys to feel bad, right? I think you're pretty good. You're good support players. You're not doing anything, like, ridiculously bad, and that's a good sign. Just go with your ult. Oh, no. Not now. Not now, not now, not now. Okay, they're using all their ults. We just wait here. We wait. No, 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 no. So we're suffering a lot here from what the enemy team are doing to us. Anna's hitting us with massive anti-nades, and we can't do anything about that. They've got massive high damage Bastion just wrecking us. Mercy's playing really well. Rezzing the Bastion, damage boosting him. We're just suffering, right? We're suffering because we're playing Moira. I hate to say it, but we are suffering because we're playing Moira into this still. You should look at playing the Batiste, the Mercy swap to the Batiste now. The Mercy isn't the issue on our team. The Moira is the issue because we're not like we're just not effective in these fights. Also, committing your ultimate as well in that fight, not great. The fight was over. We're going to go into last fight territory. Good kills. Now we've got a Bastion. Madness. Mercy's res is gone. It's still a win. Okay, we're dead now in this. Unlucky. Goodbye. Yeah, so we faded and then used this ult. We couldn't really do anything about it. So yeah, problems. It's just coming down to not playing the enemy team in front of you. This is a lot of this. Also, I don't really want to just wholesale dismiss heroes as well. Like, oh yeah, Moira's bad into this. Because Moira isn't bad. But like, on the value scale, it's just not there. You get what I'm saying, guys? It's just not there. This has been a really interesting overanalyze, this has. Where's the sound gone? Uh-oh. Oh, God. Okay, all right. Okay, let's summarize this, because a lot went on in that game. So I think Moira plays okay. Obviously, there's like loads of little moment-to-moment things of when you're using your healing orb and stuff like that. The Mercy play seemed fine, although he wasn't really focusing on Mercy too much in the game. The Mercy player, though, I'm just going to say is the better support player of the pair from what I'm seeing, because she identified that, you know what, I need to play Batiste here because the enemy team are wrecking us with ultimates that I just can't stop and our other support can't stop. You need Trance, you need Beat, you need Batiste because he can use his lamp to look at dealing with the ultimates the enemy team were just constantly using to win fights. Now, it's okay winning the non-ultimate fights, let's say. But as soon as they've got the ultimates and they can just break through chokes, break through checkpoints, and you've got no answer to it, you have to start thinking, I need to play a different hero here. I cannot keep playing these heroes into that. And that decision was made a little bit later than it should have been. Then when we get to the final stage, you'll notice I'm only really focusing on these big moments because I think these are the things that will make a difference to your play. The final stage, the issue we've got is we kept playing Moira literally into like, the problem we had, the enemy team supports were having a massive impact on our team and their team, and ours were not. They were landing anti-nades on us, they were nano boosting, they were rezzing at clutch moments. Our rezzes were okay, but our Moira was getting completely screwed over when the nades were coming in, and she just can't heal anyone, which, yeah, is going to happen, right? Maybe as well with our Reinhardt being a little bit more aggressive, it was difficult for us to keep him up as well. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's an interesting one, this is. It's almost like, I feel you would have benefited if you played different heroes in that game. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching OverAnalyzed. This is, of course, our beautiful Overwatch community coaching series. Remember, if you want to appear on this show, go to unitlost.com/overanalyzed and submit your replays away. And yes, I will do my best to get through them. Remember, we do get thousands of emails, so keep sending in your replays, especially after the game updates, because, of course, we lose all of the replays since then. And even after deleting the folder a couple of months ago, there's now 23,000 emails back in the folder. Of course, you know, 20,000 of those don't work as of recording this because they've literally just been from older versions of the game, which is unfortunate. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this. I've been Stylosa, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Toodaloo.